Oh my God.
What up, boy?
What's up?
What's up, fuckers?
What's up,
I
buddy?
love this.
Where's the other black?
We're all
Other
here.
black.
Oh, James is here?
You don't see James?
Oh, hi.
Oh,
I just wanted to congratulate you guys on the
It's-
success.
You just. Where's the other black?
I just wanted to join to congratulate you guys on the success.
Well, I appreciate it. There's no success yet. We don't know
Yeah.
what to-
Man, it's
We gotta
way
see
better-
if it's
it's
two
better
videos
than
in a
it's
row.
ever been.
Yeah, wait till this episode has 20 views. Then we have to
Yeah.
reconsider things. Ryan's gonna back out because he's gonna refuse to do anything else.
Dude, 5K is huge. Good job.
Yeah, that's like winning 2 games in a 100-game season and being like, "That's it, we're done."
It's like when I bet you feel like when you beat me in FIFA. That's what you felt like.
Yeah, that one time.
All right, boys. Keep
All right, buddy.
rocking it. I love y'all.
Love you,
Be
dude.
back, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I was waiting for the move.
Wow,
All
I'm
right, you just
batting
wanna
his
keep going?
shirt like the shoulder. I'm gonna.
That's why I'm wearing loose-fitting clothing. I just can't do it anymore, dude. I gotta lose some of
Alright.
these COVID pounds like
I mean,
yesterday.
we're about
That just
to
looks
start doing live pods again, hopefully. So
we're still gonna be videoing them, and I'm still gonna be fat. Like, it sucks.
That's one thing about always being fat. You can't disappoint people because you're already fat.
welcome back to All Sorts of Sports, episode 64, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
All right.
63, 63, 64.
All
It might
right.
be 63.
I thought 63 was the DMX episode.
62 is a DMX episode.
Okay, so 63. I don't know a number 63. So
That's a tough one.
63, I think, is tough. Like, you're only going to be looking at offensive linemen at that point.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the thing with the
Or-
60s.
Or hockey players.
Hmm.
Hockey 63. I can't think of a single one.
Jeff Saturday.
Oh yeah.
all right,
Okay.
fine. We can go with that.
Mike
right, so-
Tabarro.
The Jeff Saturday episode when we're recording on a Friday. Awesome.
Interesting.
Sunday's the day of the week.
Tuesday.
Or are we just saying names of days? But I can play.
Okay.
We're good at this game. I got all 7 for sure.
Okay.
Can you do holidays?
Welcome all new subscribers and
Drew
new
Holiday.
viewers. First time, last time, welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was just corny.
welcome.
You're calling him Mike Francesca. First time, long time, Mike. The Jets suck ass.
See, last time you didn't give me all this shit, and we could have just ran through the whole fucking episode. But now you just give me shit.
The one thing I heard from somebody is that Kadeem, you didn't really yell last episode. I was like, I don't know why not.
I
And
wasn't
now
here.
look at you back at yelling.
Yada 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 yada. Angry black man. Blah 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 blah. blah.
Should I just start over?
Nah,
No.
let's keep going.
All right. Well,
But
looking at our last video, we got a lot of comments. First time ever. I love
first
it.
time, long time.
I responded to everything I could, but I left. I think it was about 5 of them.
Did
I
you
left-
respond to yourself?
He does
left-
respond to himself on social
I
media.
left like 5 of them open for Kadeem to respond to.
Uh-huh.
So number 1, someone wants to know if that picture behind you is a picture of you.
That one is me.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm all decked out in jewelry and my little vest. They called me the Gat Kid at elementary school.
Yeah, they
Nice.
want to know why you got all the damn jewelry on.
I've always been a big jewelry guy, as you can tell. I mean, you can't tell because of the photo, but I have jewelry on in there. I got a bracelet, I got a ring, I got a chain. That was back when I used to rock a lot of gold.
How old were you then?
My parents put jewelry on me ever since I was a fucking baby.
Yeah,
Every photo I
it's-
got jewelry on.
He's wearing the same jewelry now. He just grew into it.
All right.
I lost I think it was a $1,200 ring in the Atlantic Ocean as a small child because it was flooding and the water came up unexpectedly and it just slipped right off my finger
I lost a Rolly.
in a card game.
I got stolen in high school. It sucked.
You
I
had
have
a
a
Rolex in high school?
Yeah.
I have a Rolex, and guess who doesn't wear it because he knows himself? This
You.
guy.
I got this Movement Watch, which is great. Hopefully one
Dude.
day there'll be a subscriber.
That stuff's awesome. It's
I
like,
love it. Was a birthday gift from the girlfriend.
yeah, those are awesome, and they're not
Skull
super
rings.
expensive.
All right.
Skull rings.
All right. No. We're getting way off topic. Okay. So
No, we're
next,
responding,
answering the question.
responding to the goddamn
No.
question.
Goals.
It's a
Black
it's a
Lives Matter. Jesus that I don't believe in.
the last question is they want to know if you're a musician.
a municipal musician.
No, I am clearly a poser. No, I'm joking. These are all my dad's stuff. He's not a musician either, but we have this is our musical area more than anything. If I were to point the camera over there, there's a giant record collection.
Oddly enough, the only musician here is me.
But you can see in Ryan's not getting at. Well, you weren't on the last episode. Never mind. But there's musical instruments behind Ryan, and he actually uses them compared to myself. Is there
Okay.
anything else on the list of questions or anything? Yeah, and if anybody wants to know, I'm never going to respond to anything on the actual YouTube channel. I'm not writing anything. I mean, maybe if somebody pushes my buttons just a little, I feel like I'm inviting trolling at that point. But whatever. I mean, I don't care. Trolls are views and views are comments, and we'd like to keep this trajectory going upward.
I'm just here to
Okay.
drink.
I'm here to drink H2O.
Dude, I had 160 ounces of water already today.
Wow.
So now I'm switching to booze.
All right.
Oh, so I don't drink
So-
during the weekdays anymore, but I feel like Friday night is not a weekday and Sunday night is a weekday, and that shit's confusing to me,
I kind of get your point.
right?
Yeah.
Because Sunday night is Monday night, into Monday. It's a weeknight.
Well, when I do all the advertising for all the bars, I say Friday is the start of your weekend. So come
Right.
out for the first drinks of the weekend.
Right. And Sunday night is your weekend's over by 5 or 6 on Sunday because you got to get ready for Monday. It's
That's
terrible.
why I like my line of work where I don't have hours. So just days are concept of abstract time.
In fairness, today was one of the only days where I got to work at 11, and by 4 I was like, I could leave early, but I'll stay till 5-ish. Work 6 hours. It was nice.
Good job.
All right. So
It was better than 12.
let's move back to fucking sports.
Oh yeah, fair.
You're the one that asked me all these sports related questions. What
You're
fuck?
the one that's supposed to keep us on track.
Right. You're the host.
Now, when you edit this video,
First time long.
can you see the flow from the previous one and what you did to help it go along and not go off in different tangents?
It's my fault.
Compared to now? All right. So
I'm
The
just
last
trying out for my white
episode-
friend.
I'm glad you said it. All right. So the last episode, I did a little preview of El Clasico.
El Clasico.
Yeah, that game did not go the way I wanted it to.
No,
Yeah,
Sauce everywhere.
that game was ugly.
it was ugly in the first half. It was very disappointing. Benzema fucking cooked us with that back heel flip or whatever for the
Gorgeous.
goal. Yeah, it was
Gorgeous.
nice, but I still hate him for it. But we switched it in the second half. I think we went to a 4-3-3. And we played a lot better. We were pressuring Madrid more than we looked like we wanted it. So it's a massive blow, especially to lose that game. We went from possibly getting in the first to now in third. So that sucks. But I mean, the season's not over yet. Still got an opportunity.
But you guys look like the second best team on the field for the majority of the game.
Yeah, until the second half when we switched formations.
Well, yeah, but if you're playing on the back foot, I think Madrid's arguably the better team now. You're playing on the back foot.
Mm.
It looked it looked like you guys may tie the game, but there was never a point where I was watching that and I was like, man, they could definitely come back and win this. It just didn't have that feel. It's weird because
because of how bad we played in the first half.
The last decade, those games have been awesome. Like 4-3.
No, not the whole time, because you remember that stretch when Mourinho was coaching Madrid where it was just fucking fights. And
awesome.
It wasn't, but that's not how Barcelona plays. Like, it's not beautiful football because we're fucking fighting.
From a viewer perspective, it was fun.
No, because if you watch Barcelona, you watch to see how they play. You don't watch to see them fighting with each other. This isn't the UFC, but even still,
a lot more entertaining than the other.
Right.
Even still,
it's called rugby.
the person who could play in Mourinho's side would be fucking Casemiro, his punk ass.
Yeah, I mean,
he's the new version of fucking Pepe that's in the midfield.
It just doesn't have the same that it used to. And I don't know why that is.
Because we don't have half as many stars as we used to.
That's true.
And
it's time for a
we
rebuild.
also got to remember, we also got all these academy players coming up. So it's kind of like, all right, let them get their feet wet. Like, this is going to be a down year for us anyway. But
I guess
at the same time, and we got Ansu Fati coming back. We're probably going to pick up Aguero or
injury.
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to play again this year.
Haaland is going to be an expensive treat.
Yeah. But I mean, if fucking Madrid gets Mbappe, I don't know if they will, since Neymar signed a new deal with PSG. I don't know if Mbappe is going to leave.
I mean, if they win Champions League this year,
he's probably not going to leave.
And then they'll sign Haaland, and then nobody will be able to beat them.
And speaking of the Champions League, PSG beat Bayern, or Bayern won the game, but they lost a tie.
Yeah, it was 3-3.
Yep, but away goals.
Goals. So PSG won,
mm-hmm.
even though they lost, and also tied at the same time.
That's funny.
It's a game in which
that's funny.
PSG lost and tied and won.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. So they lost the game. It's over 2 legs.
2 legs. Remember we talked about this last week?
Game. But
it's right about now. Anytime you guys start talking about soccer, it's like it just starts.
This is one of the stupidest things about the 2 legs is that away goals count more. So if you tie and you have more away goals, you win.
That makes sense to me though.
It does not make sense to anybody.
If I'm like playing you at your turf and I score 2 at your place and you score 1 at yours, we come back, you score 1. No.
It doesn't happen in any other sport. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
In hockey, if you have a 7-game series, in basketball, if you have a 7-game series and you tie, that means you win because you're at home. No,
here's the thing. There's no tie though.
There's
no tie on points in basketball and hockey.
Look,
in the playoffs.
But if you tie in soccer,
mm-hmm.
go to extra time.
Yeah,
but then
it's don't you play to win the game?
Nah, but then you got the situation. All right, so would you rather have the away goals rule or penalties?
Penalties. Win the game.
Nah, I don't like penalties. I like it when you go away and you score more on somebody else's turf than they do on yours. So I like it that way.
What if you got more racists on your home turf, more black players?
You're never going to let this go, but I understand it.
I think it's a stupid rule, and I fucking love soccer.
All right, fair enough. And then let's talk about Liverpool being in the mud. Apparently, they won't win a single trophy this year.
I mean, they're not playing well. They don't deserve to.
And they don't have their top, 3-4 center backs, which kind of sucks for them. But
but they're not scoring. They're not scoring goals. Like, you can win.
They gave up 3 to Madrid.
You can score 4 or 5 and give up 3 and still win. And they have some of the most elite like forwards in the world. They're just not scoring.
And Tiago, I remember seeing Tiago came off the bench. Wijnaldum played well.
Nobody played well.
Wijnaldum played well.
Okay. Wijnaldum had a good game, but as a team, they played poorly. They haven't.
Yeah, they lost. But I'm saying they played. One player played well.
And we gifted them a victory. We gave it to them. They beat the shit out of Arsenal. And they should have been like, yeah, we got this. And then they don't got this. It's just Arsenal's really bad.
Also, we can bring up Man City beat Dortmund. A funny thing was, I think it was Foden for a City.
Mm-hmm.
He tweeted Mbappe saying, like, let's go. Like, you ready? But then then he deleted it. It came out that his agent tweeted that. And he was like, the fuck are you doing?
don't make him angry.
Don't do this. I thought that shit was funny.
Did you see that somebody called the Man City PSG game the Abu Dhabi?
Yeah.
It's all oil money.
Yeah.
Both teams are built on oil.
And Chelsea beat Porto. So
just like your car.
The quarterfinal or the semifinal, my bad, is going to be Real Madrid, Chelsea, and PSG Man City. Who do you have going through, Ryan?
I think Man City is the best team in the world right now. So probably Man City. And then it should be Madrid because Chelsea's trash, but they just play really well in the Champions League. They've always played really well in the Champions League. I don't understand.
Man City's going to beat PSG?
I think they're the best team in the world. They're running away with the best. They're running away with the best league in the world.
You didn't just see PSG beat Bayern Munich?
You can ask the biggest Bayern Munich fan who was on earlier. Mauricio, Bayern isn't Bayern this year. They're not.
I mean, they didn't have Lua.
They're not the elite team that they were last year that won 6 trophies. So
Man City's not great.
Man City is the best team in the world right now.
I don't believe so, but all right.
We'll see. And then the Chelsea Madrid is a toss up because Chelsea is not as good as Madrid. But the last time I said that was the Fernando Torres year. I think it was like 2012, where they just ran through the entire Champions League and beat Bayern in the finals.
Man, we all know it's going to be a Madrid versus PSG final.
I bet you it's an all English final.
Okay. What's
the best league in the world?
$30.
Let's do 24.50.
Fine, whatever. Okay. 24.50. Shake on it. Cool. All right. So, let's move on from one football to another.
Can I do one thing? Can I do one thing?
No, because I know you're about to do some bullshit.
If anyone's I would like to welcome you back to ASOS for those that have utilized our time codes and skipped past all that soccer shit. Continue.
Actually, we got a comment of somebody really excited that we do talk about soccer. So fuck you.
Was it a foreign name?
No.
I
don't remember. But whatever.
I have a foreign name.
So, a video surfaced today showing the Aaron Donald fight that we all talked about.
Part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but the part that everybody's like, oh, Aaron Donald didn't do anything wrong. Did you see?
Wasn't dude already on the ground when the video starts?
Homeboy was on the ground dead
when
the video started.
Apparently, what they're saying is that the dude threw a bottle at Aaron Donald or hit him with a bottle. His friends held him back. Then his friends started whooping the other dude's ass. And then Aaron Donald came over and took his friends away.
Right.
So what they're saying is that Aaron Donald's kind of exonerated a little bit, or this helps him. I'll say that.
Here's the problem with that video.
Okay.
Speaking from someone who does a lot of criminal defense using videos. Homeboy is already on the ground.
Yep.
It's a black and white video. I can't see if that is Aaron Donald. I'll take their word for it. But Aaron Donald totally could have knocked that dude out, been going away, turned around, seen his friends still punching him, like, now we got to get the fuck out of here.
True.
This is Pittsburgh. We got to go.
True.
I would anticipate that Aaron Donald's lawyer is really good. So that would be the video I would leak. But on the other hand, Aaron Donald doesn't really have a track record of making trouble.
Yeah.
Or getting himself in trouble. So I can totally believe that he didn't do it. But that dude was fucked up.
Yeah.
So, and Aaron Donald's a big boy. So I don't know who his friends are that he was there with. They could have also been athletes, but dude, it's gonna be an uphill battle. I would be surprised if he doesn't play next year because of this. I mean, it's an assault charge, maybe, but if the guy hit him with a bottle, is it self-defense? Right? So it's ugly. But dude, don't throw bottles at Aaron Donald. Like, I know that. Like, don't poke the bear. Like, this is a big bear.
Yeah.
He's gonna eat you.
Well, he's like 6'1".
He's one of the most ferocious human beings on this planet. I don't give a fuck. It's
He seems like a cool dude. He seems like a cool dude, though.
He's kind of scary. But they look at the end of that.
Kind of.
Scary as fuck, man.
I mean, you were saying like he was. I'm saying at the end of the day, he's a fairly scary person.
Like, would I fight Anthony Davis or Aaron Donald if I had to make a choice? I'm fighting Anthony Davis 100 times out of 100. He's like 7'4". Wax that unibrow for like 15 minutes.
That's the same. James Harrison's not that tall, and if I see that motherfucker anywhere, I'm walking the other way. I'm just saying.
James Harrison's like 6 feet tall, and he deadlifts like 4 planets at a time.
It's nuts.
You see motherfucker walk around a corner with a big like fucking ship chain around him, just throwing tires left and right. Fuck that. But I think with the Aaron Donald thing, like the video. And a pretty good thing in that everybody like on Twitter and the masses are basically saying like, oh, it doesn't look like he was there, but I don't think the video proves anything one way or the other. I
think it definitely helps.
Public opinion.
Yeah, it helps in the sense of public opinion and everybody's going to know kind of about it. I don't think there's any chance that he loses any real playing time because of this, regardless of how it ends up playing out. Just because, I mean, it's a bar fight. It's not like anybody... I mean, his face is really fucked up. That dude looked unrecognizable compared to a photo of the before stance, but... I mean, I think the other vibe that I'm getting from most people, at least my head went there to begin with, is that you see motherfucker to see somebody like Aaron Donald, drinks are being had, it's a payday. The Aaron Donald. Yeah, it was a great tweet. What it was, what this dude, what it was the before picture, like he used a Snapchat filter here. This is Aaron Donald filter. His real face is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, and it's clear he just got out of the barbershop or he's like on his way to the club. He's like perfectly manicured.
But I can understand some people saying it's a payday. Like it's you see that sort of deal. But I'll give Aaron credit is that if you are going to operate a move in an entourage, you always make sure you got the dudes that are ready to throw that punch before you do. And to make sure you got witnesses and everything corroborate the fact that that's the case. Because you don't need to be doing the dirty work your goddamn self if you reach a certain level. But I mean, I'm the kind of guy that if I reach a certain level, I ain't going to no fucking clubs anyway, just because I'm afraid of lawsuits. When I get that money, you're not taking the money from me.
Well,
so
I saw what Shannon Sharp did.
We have something in common, Kate.
Shannon Sharp was discussing it, and he's like, yeah, he like when he played in Denver, he went out twice a year with his homeboys like Aaron Donald just did. But
yeah, Aaron Donald
he made it a point to de-escalate. He's like, that was my main purpose sometimes going out was just to make sure I can de-escalate anything. Because he's like, what's the point? Like, and then he was good at checking vibes. Like he would walk into a bar and then you would hear like, man, because people be like, hey, that's Shannon Sharp. And then you hear people like, man, motherfuck Shannon Sharp. And he's like, oh, nope, gotta go. Yep, right. We out.
And the thing is, if the video checks out in the sense of like the way that it looks like he's trying to get this dude off of him, like maybe Aaron's doing everything correct. So I don't want to necessarily criticize him that much for it because I don't know. I'm not there that night. I have no idea what happened. But recipes to that dude's face. Beyond that shit, like I don't know. I don't know what else. Like I'm not the type that really goes out regardless. And the idea that I have money, I'm probably not going to. But I get it. You want to go. You want to have fun, especially everybody's getting vaccinated. You kind of want to go out. You want to do something. I get it. Just kind of shitty. I just hope Aaron doesn't. Aaron seems like a really good dude, and I don't want this to have any impact to derailing his career if he really didn't do anything wrong.
Yep.
Same.
All
also,
right.
I want to say I can't impress this upon our listeners enough. Don't throw a bottle at Aaron Donald. No,
Or
this is for you throw a bottle at me, you have a better chance of walking out of there than if you throw a bottle at Aaron Donald. That's all I'm saying.
All
Me,
right.
it depends on the night.
All right. So let's move on to
And what I got in the trunk of my car. I'm
Kadeem.
Yeah.
You have a list. You have the list that the Washington football team.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun.
posted their names.
Yeah. So
Also,
okay.
sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I was watching. I turned on the TV and it had Washington Sportsnet, NBC Sports Washington, and they have a segment on there called Washington Football Talk, and I was like, man, did they just softballed that up there for NBC Sports Washington? It's WFT. It's the WFT, Washington Football Talk. It's so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Is
sorry.
Julie Donaldson doing that show?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's awesome.
love-
It's
that's
actually
my girl.
really good. I had no idea it was a thing.
That's my girl right there. So what Washington is doing is that so right now everybody knows last year Washington changed the name of the football team from its former name, the Redskins, to now the Washington football team, which would be a temporary name or possibly the permanent name, but they wanted to do the name search or do its due diligence. What we don't want is a situation what happened with the Washington Bullets turning into the Washington Wizards, which James is a fan of because he's a fucking psychopath.
I went back and looked at that. Everything about it's horrible.
Just terrible.
Horrible.
So I will give credit for Washington doing this. What they've been doing is they've been contacting members that have season tickets, and they've been sending them lists. Everybody's basically getting a different list, but it's roughly 30 names altogether because online everybody's kind of collaborated the list. So it's a very, very good chance that one of these 30 names will be the next team name for Washington. So I have the entire list. I'm going to kind of breeze through it. What I want you guys to do, I'm going to do the same thing. Yay, meh, no. Okay?
Okay.
Everybody good with that? All right. Aces.
Boo. Boo.
And all right, you know, hold on. This might be too much movement for the camera. This might be too much movement for the cameras because it just froze.
I'm just going to do this.
All right, yeah, just shake your head if anything when I do.
Wait, is your camera slowing down your computer?
No, it's when everybody's doing the movement all at once. I think it's too much for the stream to handle.
Oh,
It's still fun.
we got. As just an aside, we should find another service that's like got its own server, like virtual server. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, we've been looking. It's just expensive as shit. And the ambassadors. I'm a no.
No.
I'm a man.
Anchors.
No.
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 What
That's
body
the
of
stupid
water is
thing.
here? Where are we anchoring to? The
So
fucking
that's probably the
Potomac?
team name y'all going to choose.
Fuck.
That's the name.
Oh, there are worse names out here. Next up, archers.
No.
No. The aviators.
No.
Oh, I skipped one. No, right now.
Yeah, no.
The Armada.
The fuck? No.
I'm actually kind of okay with Armada.
Yeah, because we got Navy Yard right there.
Yeah.
No. Go ahead.
I think it's the military thing you're going to notice is very, very hard pressed in this because we're in the nation capital near the Pentagon and everything.
Mhm.
The beacons.
No.
Yeah, no. The one I hate the most. The belters.
No.
You burping?
The belters. Belters.
Not
Oh,
Belchers.
Oh, my bad. No.
Belters. You really thought the Belchers was the? Yeah, damn it, James.
I'd like the Belchers better than the Belters.
I like the Belchers because of Bob's Burgers. That's it. That's the only reason I would prefer the Belchers. But Belters because of the Beltway. That's just fuck you. The Brigade.
No.
Sounds too generic to me.
No, that's awful.
The Commanders.
That I like.
Blah. I'm more no than I
Bro,
am pro.
I think it's we've heard so many awful ones that one's like, oh, that's not terrible. So yeah, I'm like, man.
Well, here's the next one. Defenders. Name of the former XFL team that might be coming back. I didn't hate the name. I didn't hate the name Defenders. It wasn't my favorite, but I kind of want the XFL to come back and I want them to be their own thing. That's the only reason I'm very anti-Defenders. Demon Cats.
That's not a name.
That can't be real.
It's one of them. And I've been seeing people have made logo treatments and stuff for Demon Cats.
That's ridiculous. Continue.
You like wizards, so I'm really just taking everything you say with a grain of salt.
So you like demon cats?
More than I like wizards. easily, but I do not like Demon Cash.
Okay.
FCFC, First
No.
City Football Club.
No.
Just keep the whiffed.
The Griffins.
No.
The Guardians.
Meh.
Icons.
No.
No.
No fucking icons.
The Majors.
No, that's in the same boat as the Commanders.
Yeah.
The Monarchs.
No.
Yeah.
Pilots.
No.
Presidents.
No. Fuck no.
Razorbacks.
No.
Arkansas.
The Red Tails.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's
that
still
works.
the one I like the most.
Red Wolves. I'm all in.
Possibly.
I'm all on Red Wolves.
Yeah.
Red Hogs.
No.
Renegades.
No.
The Riders.
No.
No, because then
I'd be pissed.
Then
if I had the
then
fucking
Ned's
Riders.
last name would be the fucking. Fuck Ned. Fuck you, Ned.
Rising. The Rising.
Nah.
Wait.
Andre Rising?
It'll either be DC Rising or Washington Rising.
No.
The Royals.
No. It's already a Royals team.
The Rubies.
No.
No. Like this.
It's
We're
like
almost done. The Swifts.
no.
Swifts. The
Swifts.
Washington Swifts. Man.
Fucking brooms? No, man.
The Warriors.
Yeah.
No.
That's my
It's
favorite
already
one.
a team. No.
I just want to hear Warriors come out and play. It's my favorite movie. One of my favorite movies.
Yeah, no.
DCFC, Washington DC Football Club.
No, that's soccer.
CCFC, the Washington Capital City Football Club.
No.
The Wayfarers.
No. Why are they all
That's a
nautical?
store.
Why are they all nautical based?
The Wild Hogs.
No.
W32, which is 32 FC,
No.
and then football team.
If those are the fucking options, it's either the Warriors or just fuck it.
Red Tails.
Red Tails, Red Wolves. I can get down with some of the hog stuff. Just
There
because
go
we're-
them hogs.
Even warthogs to me, like it's not on here, but I'd be down for warthogs, honestly.
It's one of my favorite planes.
It works for as far as a military connection. That you have the history as far as DC when it came to the Hogs in the 80s, our offensive line. Up until fairly recently, you still had the Hogettes that would show up to football games, which is the gentleman that would dress up in the pig snouts and everything.
Oh, didn't he
So-
pass away?
One of the main ones, I think, passed away.
Oh, rest in
Not so long
peace,
ago.
John.
So also Chief Z, which was a very problematic guy as far as what he dressed up as, but a great dude. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of names I'm like, all right, I can rock with. But here's the thing. I think what Washington football team fans need to realize is that no one's going to be truly all that stoked. Because, I mean, the thing is, the further we get away from Redskins, the more I really just hated the name. I hate the name now. And football team is just sort of becoming a thing that I'm like, and I'm not having a lot of difficulty saying it. Like, every time I'm on the phone with somebody, they're still dropping the R word. I'm like, really? Is it that hard to fucking change it? But I don't know. I think some of these names actually show some promise and they're kind of original. Even though a couple of the ones that aren't original at all, I still think could work. I don't think Warriors is terrible.
I think
Kinda
out of
like-
30, you got like a good 5 contenders.
Which is to me is a good thing, because that would mean that like most of these people that do this, they're going to be some that we eliminate immediately, so we could start really getting cracking. Although I believe that the team doesn't release this list unless they already have in their mind maybe 3 to 5 tops that they're already thinking about.
Yep. So that'll be interesting to see what comes of that.
Yeah.
All right. So big news that came out of NFL this week. Julian Edelman retired.
Oh, I hate him.
I guess he had an injury that he couldn't come back from. And I mean, at certain points, you just got to hang it up. So congratulations to him on a great career. Of course, you know, when someone like hangs it up, the first thing that people do is he Hall of Famer? I said no. Really, hell no. Not in regards to just to him, just to all the other receivers that are still waiting to get in. And all those other receivers are way better than him. So I don't see him ever getting in. What do you guys think?
I think it's a dumb conversation. I don't think it's close. I think that here's the thing. I think what ends up happening with Julian Edelman is because of how he's tied to these so big, pivotal, emotional moments in football history. That there are a lot of people that are kind of diehard and ride or die for him. Because I mean, I heard this on another podcast, but it was you cannot tell the story of football without including Julian Edelman. And I think that's a good way to put his career, is the way that you're going to talk about some of the playoff runs, the way you talk about Super Bowl history. You cannot tell the story of the NFL without mentioning his name. He has been a pivotal person in the history of the NFL. That being said, if the criteria for the Hall of Fame is a little bit different than that, in my opinion, in the sense of there are a few guys that have that sort of legacy, but look, there's at never any point in time that Julian Edelman ever graced a football field where anybody even thought he might have been top 10, top 15 receivers in the league. It's just
He never made the Pro Bowl.
He never made the Pro Bowl. The fact that there's so many other receivers you can look at on the list and be like, no. Like, I get stats aren't everything, but just knowing that, like, I think the other storyline is that there has to be something firm in what we always used to say about Tom Brady, is that he didn't have weapons other than Gronk. Julian counts. He wasn't a real weapon. I mean, they made the best out of it. He was clutch. I'll give him that. He was clutch as shit. But if I'm looking, there are so many guys that I know have no shot at the Hall of Fame that I put their careers over Julian. And I actually think if they were on the Patriots, Tom would have been able to do more with. I was like, Santana Moss has not a snowball's chance of hell of getting in the Hall of Fame. I'd take him over Julian Edelman any day of the week. Not even close. And you look at his stats, and you look at his career, and it's not even close. And then you look at Santana Moss, he's low on that list. As far as a lot of other receivers that you'd be like, well, why the fuck isn't he? Reggie Wayne hasn't made the Hall of Fame yet, right?
Nope.
He will.
Torrey Holt.
There's no chance that you can put a Julian Edelman in before you put along this long list of other guys who deserve to get in there. Mm-hmm. And especially the fact that even if you look at his contemporaries, he was never that guy. He just wasn't.
I think the only argument is the Super Bowl MVP, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot of Super Bowl MVPs that aren't Hall of Famers.
Right, but this was in the middle of probably football's greatest dynasty. So, and we're also going to have the issue. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Let me just clear that up. I think the issue is going to be that I think a lot of Patriots from that era are going to get in, not because they deserve it, like on the list of the most deserving wide receivers or the most deserving tackles or the whole list. They're going to get in because they were part of one of the greatest football dynasty that is ever that football's ever seen. Like that 12, 15 years was one of the most dominant teams. And if you were on that team and you played at a high level, for example, Edelman winning the MVP of a Super Bowl, the argument, someone's going to make that argument. Someone's going to vote for him. I don't think he's going to get in.
He's going to get votes. Everybody gets votes at that level.
I think he's going to get more than you think he will because of the team he was a part of. He was Super Bowl MVP for the Rams. I don't think he has a snowball chance in hell. I still kind of don't.
I think the exact opposite of what you're saying right now. I think that the Patriots are going to be special in a way of how many guys that won Super Bowls are not going to be in the Hall of Fame. And I think that speaks to what we're talking about when it comes to Belichick and be able to what he was able to scheme up and to get things done. Because if you're looking at Hall of Famers that have made it in that played on those Patriots teams, it's a lot early heavy. Like you're talking about like the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, right? Like, hold on, even, you know what? I take that back, because this is just Patriots Hall of Famers. Like, I don't even know, like, Ty Law, no, he's a Patriot Hall of Famer. He's not in the Hall of Fame. Is he?
Don't know.
I don't know. Safety, right?
There's a lot. Ty Law was like Richard Seymour got in, right?
The Hall of Very Good.
There's a lot of dudes that I just don't see getting in, or like even if they played for the Patriots, they're not getting in because they were Patriots.
Here's the thing though, Gronk, Hall of Famer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Who
Ty Law's in
else?
the Hall of Fame.
Huh?
Ty Law's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was early.
Gronk, Hall of Famer. Brady, walk-in. Other than that,
Ty Law even said it. I'm
That's
here
it.
because I was part of something special.
exactly. But he was also a special player. And
He was.
Edelman's Super Bowl
Edelman's
MVP,
never getting in. Like,
his Super Bowl MVP puts him in the there's going to be people arguing about. We shouldn't even be arguing about it. We shouldn't even be talking about it.
yeah,
the
but
fact
I
that-
mean,
The fact that he retired the way he did, and the fact that he was part of so many Super
It's
Bowls.
just the one. Of the entire Patriots dynasty, the only one that you can say that actually was like a Patriot was Ty Law.
Well,
Randy Moss got in. No one's remembering him to be a Patriot when he went in the Hall of Fame. Like Junior Seau, he's a fucking Charger. The Curtis Martin, he's a fucking Jet. Like there's
Richard Seymour didn't get in yet.
Not yet. I don't think he.
I don't think he's not eligible yet.
I think he's right around here. I think I've heard his name, but like Seymour might get in, but Teddy Bruschi's not getting in. Troy Brown's not getting in. None of those other receivers. And here's another thing: there's another receiver that played for the Patriots that you could consider to be a Patriot, and he had a much better career as a Patriot than Julian Edelman did, and that's fucking Wes Welker. Like if you look at the stats on Wes Welker, what he played for, I think 6 seasons, made to 5 Pro Bowls, I think 1 All-Pro. Like you can't. Come on.
Yeah, right now people are trying to get Richard Seymour into the Hall of Fame. But,
yeah, that sounds about right. But it's like,
yeah.
But that's the thing is, that's what makes the Patriots so fucking special. It's like we had the conversation, I think, a week or two ago when I'm criticizing John Gruden over the Buccaneers team. You look at that one Buccaneers team, you start losing count of the Hall of Famers on that fucking team, and they only won 1. But you got a Patriots dynasty. I think what people want to do is reward the Patriots for being as special as they are. But it's going to be hard pressed to do because the careers themselves don't necessarily stack up with what the franchise was doing. It's a system thing, and they had some really special guys. And I think more than anything, it's just going to increase that legacy of Brady and Belichick and just how fucking amazing those two guys are.
I do want to add something, though. Number one, Chad Johnson deserves to be in the Hall of Fame well before Julian Edelman.
Yeah, and I don't think Chad's getting in the Hall of Fame.
I know, which sucks and it's stupid in my opinion. Number two, Edelman never said anything in regards to any of this.
That's what's so stupid and unfair.
He's been getting shitted on this whole time, and I feel bad about it.
He didn't even really announce his retirement. He tried to do it like they put him on the waiver, which meant that he was gonna
they released him.
Yeah, they released him, and he's on the waiver, and then he like Instagram goodbye. And then everyone was like, Hall of Fame, is he in the Hall of Fame? He's like, what?
I mean,
yeah,
but that happens. That happens.
It happens. That's the thing. It
happens when you retire, and like when you retire and you are part of, like, it creates a good debate for people. You got a shit ton of Patriots fans are like, yeah, of course he's in, and it's like, no, he's not.
What was his nickname? The furry squirrel.
I don't know.
That's awesome. That's what Gronk calls it.
You got a lot of those teams over history. Like a lot of it happened with Washington Redskins in the 80s. Was that there was why is there only 2 guys or 3 guys in the Hall of Fame? We had all of these guys, but it's like you kind of look through it. I think Washington has a case that there's more Hall of Famers on those teams in the late 80s than there'll ever be for the Patriots to make the Hall of Fame. Honestly, and that's not even being biased. I love the Patriots, but I think the thing with the Patriot is that next man up sort of ideal, and you get the best out of somebody.
I'll be surprised in 5 years from now where they're at.
Yep,
for Julian Edelman, if he even gets a nod.
Rodney Harrison's in, isn't he?
I'm 99% sure.
Cliff Branch needs to be in the Hall of Fame too. All right, so
weren't you vying for someone to be in the Hall of Fame for like 60 years and then he
Tom Flores?
Hey, maybe it's the name for Julian Edelman.
No, there's a clear difference.
Whoa!
What the hell? What was that?
Is somebody bowling?
Everyone disrespects the fact that I do a podcast here.
Oh, so that was you. Okay.
No, it's not. It's just that. Yeah, it's me. It's on my end. They're throwing shit upstairs.
He is not in the Hall of Fame. He's in the Patriots Hall of Fame. He's not. Okay. Oh, he is eligible. Damn, that's rude.
All right. So there was another surprise retirement this week. We're going to pivot to basketball now. LaMarcus Aldridge retired suddenly after he missed a couple games. this week due to a quote unquote illness, as they called it. But it turned out to be complications with a disease that he had that affected his heart.
He's got a heart arrhythmia.
Yeah, that he's been dealing with for a couple years now. Well, over a decade, I believe. And yeah, he was with the Nets. They have a great shot at winning everything this year. But health comes first. And
Yeah, for sure.
I'm glad that he's able to walk away healthy, like relatively healthy. And he gets to live the rest of his life.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the next chapter for him.
So there's obviously medical procedures he could have to try and correct it. But at this point in his career, why? You know, like, how old is he? 36?
35, I believe.
35? Like, he'd have the procedures and then he'd be out for the rest of the season and then he'd have to rehab a bit. So he comes back. He's got nothing left to prove. LaMarcus Aldridge, absolute baller. And he almost had a heart attack. Like, it's not something to joke about. So good for him. Good for him for recognizing, look, my body's telling me no, as opposed to R. Kelly, whose body was telling him yes. And look where that got him. Don't want to do that.
Maybe I'm being a little problematic. LaMarcus Aldridge just got traded to the Nets recently, right?
Yes.
And he bought out. He bought out. He was with San Antonio.
Yep.
Before San Antonio, he was with Portland in those years with like Greg Oden and stuff because he's been around for a while. Why did Kawhi leave San Antonio?
He left in regards to, I believe they had a rift with the medical team there. And then that rift went from being with the medical team to the other players in the locker room. You remember Tony Parker was like, my injury is 100 times worse than his, and I'm back and I'm playing.
Is there any chance LaMarcus leaves the San Antonio Spurs, goes to Brooklyn, meets up with doctors there, and they let him know that he's worse off than he was in San Antonio?
No, he already had that condition like for over a decade. So he already knew about
start shit. I know. I didn't even come up with that theory. I'm just trying to start something.
Okay, that was a terrible theory.
Sprinkling salt on the situation.
Conspiracy. But yeah, great career for the man.
Wolf Parkinson White, WPW syndrome. And he's undergone multiple ablation procedures since the 2006-2007 season. So he's been dealing with this for a while, and he's had procedures to try to fix it. But this time he's like, no.
I'm pretty sure he could have gotten a pacemaker, but like, no, once you're at that point, like,
yeah, it's like, are you gonna really try to run up and down the court and play basketball? It's tough.
Also, speaking of Hall of Fame considerations,
no.
7-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA. Get like same shit. Gonna be in the conversation.
Is Chris Bosh in the Hall of Fame?
Is he eligible? When did he retire?
He's been gone for a few years now.
Yeah.
Man, last year doesn't count, so fuck all of you. I forget it's 2021 all the goddamn time. Was he in Chris Bosh was in the same draft with LeBron and Carmelo, right? Is that 03?
I don't know.
When did he retire? Hold on. Now I need to know.
I got it.
He didn't retire till 2016.
17.
So he's not eligible yet.
And he did come in 03. He's an 11-time All-Star, 2-time NBA champion.
So Chris Bosh gets in before LaMarcus. That was my point.
Well, he would have to because LaMarcus just retired.
Yeah, but I'm saying if they were both eligible today, you would pick Chris Bosh over LaMarcus.
Are you doing this because they both had heart complications?
What happened with Chris Bosh?
Isn't that why Chris Bosh like left for a while?
I thought it was a blood issue.
Where's your blood come from? Your kidneys and your heart. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, overall, if you're looking at his stats and everything, I think Aldridge can get in. I don't think it would be crazy to think that he.
Yeah, he had blood clots.
Also, I think I read this when I read about his retirement. I think LaMarcus Aldridge has made around 200 and some odd $million.
He made a boat ton or a lot,
Oh,
but
Boatload, shit
yeah,
ass ton,
boat ton,
a shit ton,
all of it.
a boat
But
lot.
that was one of the main things that people were saying was like, hey, like congratulations on a fantastic career. Like spend time with your family
Exactly.
and enjoy the rest of your life.
Exactly.
And it's kind of like, yeah, like he can do whatever he wants now.
I have nothing but respect for people who hang it up what some would consider early because that's what their body's telling them to do.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
I was watching a video the other day. I don't know if you guys on YouTube know Flemlo Raps. Real cat, real cool cat. He does a lot of like documentary style videos about certain NFL players and like what happened to these guys. As a matter of fact, Albert Hainsworth contacted him and wanted to fight him.
Like where are they? Like where are they now? Kind of
where are they now? But it's like it's some guys you remember like briefly, and it's like, oh, what did end up happening to that guy?
Wait, was Albert Hainsworth asleep when he aired his documentary?
Well, apparently Albert then tried to like come out and refute everything. Oh, fuck you, Tugboat. So he did an episode about Patrick Willis. And it was great to hear why Patrick retired and then see where he's at in life right now, other than what happened with the whole tech startup. That was a little iffy, but it's really, really cool. And I think that, the YouTuber,
yeah,
Flemlo Raps, his big thing is cue the Wayne, and then he plays like a snippet of a Lil Wayne song. I don't know how he gets away with it, but he does that every time.
He probably, Wayne was probably like, go ahead.
I will say, of YouTube videos, like his content is on. Like I remember there was a guy in the draft. Random sidebar. There was a dude in the draft that I remember being in like I think it was middle school, or we first started high school. It was right around there, and I was so hyped on this dude. Do you remember Matt Jones?
Mike Jones's brother?
He was a white quarterback / running back that like ran a 4.3, but he was 6'6", and I thought he was gonna be the greatest football player of all time. And it was just like, what happened to Matt Jones? He does like things that you wouldn't even think about. I think his latest video was about Darius Geis and like the story about Darius. And he gets information on these guys that like he says that athletes contact him and he never tries to make it public. Then they're like, yo, how the fuck did you find that out? Like nobody knows that. So how did you find that out? And I was like, when you watch
like the Nardwuar football,
kind of, but or just sports, but mainly football. But if you want a good dude to support, and actually check out his shit and learn a lot, and you also learn about just how many of these NFL players come from some fucked up situations, man. Some truly fucked up situations. Mm-hmm. It's just an impressive video series.
Think about Brandon Marshall's story too.
He did a Brandon Marshall one, and as a matter of fact, after I watched that, I'm not a huge fan of I Am Athlete. After James, you got me into it, and I'm now going back through the catalog and like watching all of it.
Yeah, it's like you're not a huge fan.
No, but here's the thing. What I didn't know, and I should have known, because I don't watch TV anymore. I don't have cable, so I don't even turn on ESPN unless it's like a clip on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I had no idea how far Brandon Marshall had come. Yeah. Like I see him on the podcast, and I'm like, that's not the dude I remember playing ball. And it's like to see what he's had to do and go through. That man has my absolute utmost respect.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I will check him out.
All right.
Actually, I have. Sorry, as an aside. I have this thing this weekend, and I haven't experienced it in a while. It's called free time. And let me tell you.
More time to lose your car.
No. So tomorrow, I'm going to the DC United New York City FC game. This is the first live sporting event I've been to since we went to the XFL game. And boys, when I tell you I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's go. It's all inclusive too, and you get your own section because of COVID.
Nice. All right.
We'll be drunk.
Awesome.
And it's where we saw the XFL game. It's at
the same thing.
It's at Audi Field.
All right. So, final story of the week that we have so far.
I don't know. What? I'm not apologizing for being excited.
Apologize for rubbing your nipples. All right.
Pants got tighter.
Dwayne Wade finally, Dwayne Wade joined the ownership group that is purchasing the Jazz or that owns the Jazz. I thought it was a big deal to see a former NBA player step into the ownership section following Michael Jordan.
And
Let's hope he's better than him.
I just froze for a second.
I see you.
Yeah, we see you.
Okay. No, I'm saying you guys froze for a second. But
The thing is, that new camera even shows the cum stains on your little.
I was going to make that joke at the beginning, and I was like, nah, let it go. But thank you.
Sorry. I got you back, man. I got you back.
Wait, there's somebody else who owns part of a team that isn't Michael Jordan.
A-Rod.
Well, yeah. I meant a basketball player, but it's escaping me right now. Yeah, so
A-Rod.
First off, I'm shocked Dwayne Wade doesn't own part of the Heat. So I don't know if there's I don't know. I know him and the owner of the Jazz, who's like that 40-year-old Silicon Valley tech guy. I know they like played golf once and then became really good friends.
There you go.
They're about the same age. I think Dwayne Wade's like 39 or 40. They became friends and the opportunity came up. I do know that you have to own at least 1% of a team. Like that's just the NBA rules. So I don't know if Dwayne Wade coughed up. That's a lot of money. And I know he's got a lot of money, but look, if I had $300 million and it was $300 million to own part of a team, my mortgage and my food. So I don't know if it's part of a group, but I'm really excited because
no, it's a part of a group, but he has well over 300 million.
I'm sure, but I'm just saying, I don't know how much 1% of that team cost. And I'm excited to see, like, old owners suck. I don't think anybody can dispute that. Like, you can't have, it's the same reason I hate a lot of politics is I hate an 84-year-old telling me what the fuck to do. You're not here. But having young owners is exciting. And
think about Mark Cuban.
And having owners that have been part of the game that they are now owning the team of is even more exciting because they understand what it is to be a player and what it is, like the stuff that they go through. Just having $1 billion and owning a team doesn't mean you understand your team. And it's exciting to me. That's super exciting. Super exciting to have Black people owning part of the NBA. That's huge. It's good in every aspect as far as I'm concerned. And that means Dwayne Wade's sticking around.
Dwayne Wade's estimated net. All
right, Tugboat.
Fuck you, Jew. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
No, those views didn't come from Israel. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're getting 20. We're getting fucking 20.
Dwayne Wade's estimated net worth is only $120 million.
Gabrielle Union.
Get it, but Dwayne had a very terrible gambling problem at one point. But it's documenting he had an extremely terrible gambling habit.
If you're a Black owner of an NBA team, are you required to have a gambling problem, or is that written in the fine print somewhere? Because him and MJ are going to get along swimmingly.
Well, here's the thing. I think what the Dwayne Wade thing is right now is that, like, look, you'd have to give me part ownership of an NBA team to get me to fucking move to Utah. Number one.
He's not moving there.
He says he wants a hands-on role, which means he's going to be there.
He's gonna have a condo in Utah, and then he's gonna go home to his mansion on the water next to DJ Khaled.
You can have more than one house.
You can have more than one house, but I'm saying look, fuck Utah. Plus Utah Jazz and Denver Nuggets to me are interchangeable. Like they're just teams that exist in this area of the country that no one gives a fuck. I'm just saying. Like
you could tell me
I feel the same about the Broncos, man.
You could tell me that.
Oh, that's hate, and you're being biased. But I'm literally saying the Utah Jazz and Denver, like if the Utah Jazz and Denver Nuggets, like you pulled up the pro basketball reference page, right? And somebody switched all the stats and everything for both of them. It'd take you a while to figure out if you were looking at the wrong team. You might not know if you were looking at the wrong team. Like you're looking at mean, Carmelo didn't play for the Jet. Did he play for the Jet? Like, you have one of those kind of
You
moments.
could take.
But then John Stockton.
Yeah, I'm saying it would take you a while to start
Carmelo's
realizing, you're like,
nasty ass.
this doesn't.
Also, you could take Colorado and Utah on a map and switch the names. I'd have no idea.
Oh, I love Colorado as a state. I really do. But just the teams, whatever. But I think right now what it speaks to is like, I didn't know anything about the Utah Jazz owner, where you guys are saying 40 years old, back guy. What this speaks to is maybe you have a dude that's doing probably a perfect thing from an ownership standpoint. Is if he was probably playing golf with Dwayne and said, well, look, man, like, I can understand, like, there's not enough black owners in the league. Maybe if you put together a group, I don't know a lot about basketball. Maybe you can be my guy. Maybe this is an opportunity to really do something like this. Not to mention, it's going to get people to look more at the organization if I have you involved. How about we get something worked out together? I think this is one of those things where it's just a mutually beneficial bit. I don't think Dwayne's going to be some big power broker when it comes to ownership right now. I don't think his net worth is where it needs to be to do that. But it's a huge thing as far as getting somebody's foot in the door. And it's a huge thing if he's part of this ownership group at any capacity and he's actually going to have some say. It's a momentous time. Like, this is a big deal.
It's a huge deal. And also, if you think about small market teams, how do you get big players to small market teams?
Right.
You have a guy like Dwayne Wade who owns part of the team.
Did that work out in Charlotte?
Fucking genius.
You got a guy in MJ that just is a different caliber of guy. He's just different. I mean, if you look at all right, how many rookies did he help develop compared to ruin their careers? I'm just saying, if MJ's a different kind of guy.
I think people do want to go play for MJ though.
Until they actually sit down and practice with him and they realize what the fuck. But there's like, but I think
I don't like this.
But to me, this is almost like a Pat Riley sort of move, right? Like, you have a guy who knows the game of basketball, who has connections in the game of basketball, and he's going to be he's going to have pull with the owner. Maybe this is a spot I should go to. Like, this is going to be something that's enticing. Because like I said,
Utah, man.
That's my philosophy, but I'm saying that, like, if you're trying to sell Utah to me, if you got a tech billionaire as far as an owner who's willing to spend money, you got a dude who's woke enough to hire a black former player to be basically the face of the franchise behind in the front office. All right, maybe this is somewhere I need to look to. Then if you're looking at Dwayne, you're like, hey, man, it's a quick helicopter fucking trip over to LA and you can live right there on the coast. All
right. Let me ask you this question. K-Dot, this is just for you.
Oh, wow.
Name however many starting 5 players for the Jazz that you can. Go.
Does Murray play for the Jazz or the Nuggets?
Okay, no, see that right there is the reason why I asked. Because there's two big stars that they have on their team.
Donovan Mitchell.
And who else?
And one of the big white guys.
No,
that's
LaFrench.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert.
Right. Oh, yeah, that fucker.
All right. So, think about Donovan Mitchell's relationship with the Jazz fans in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything in regards to
We've talked about it.
Okay. He is I think he recently signed a deal with them to be there for a while, but he's had issues with his own fans.
It's fucking Utah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, all right, should I go to Utah where they got some cool people in the front office, but they got the same fans? Or should I go to LA, Miami, New York, Brooklyn? Not.
All right. I'm going to pose another thing to you.
Okay.
We're black men in America. Name one of those cities in which we're actually safe.
We're not safe anywhere.
Precisely. So, I mean,
but here's
my thing. If
I'm more comfortable in other places than I am in Utah.
I get it, but I'm saying Utah's also not that far away from LA if you really need to get out of town. But I'm just saying is that it's not. It's literally just physically not that far away. But the idea to me, what's more important than any of those things, if I'm a superstar, is to know that I'm going to have legit pull with the guys who are going to determine whether or not we're going to have a roster eligible enough to win a championship. And I think right now you have to leverage as much as you can to make that happen. So if I'm seeing a Dwayne Wade in the front office compared to any of these other old white fucks that are just owning teams and not hiring guys of color in certain things, then I'm like, all right, maybe I could do that because the fans are going to make or break me.
Or would you rather go to Dallas?
If I was a superstar player?
Yeah.
Probably Dallas because of Cuban.
And who else? You know who else you got in the front office?
I mean, no.
You know, Michael Finley's like his right-hand man.
Yeah, I know. He hires a lot of good guys. So Dallas is okay. Dallas is a good comparison. I'm a Washington Wizards fan. They don't have anybody there that's like that.
Yes and no, though. Here's the only reason why I say that. The new owner is unproven. Like, we still have no idea.
No shit. But if he's hiring guys who have experience in this league, it means he's trying to do it the right way. You got to give credit for that. You're a fucking Raiders fan. I'm a Washington fan. We know terrible ownership. We know when you have guys that don't listen to people correctly, that are bullheaded as fuck.
Yeah.
You've got somebody that can admit, I'm out of my lane and I need someone to help me. You got to give that guy credit, especially dudes that make that much money. They don't usually listen.
We'll see what happens and what the actual power structure is and all that other shit.
Correct, because this could also be just a fucking smoke and mirrors.
That's kind of what I'm afraid of.
It could be, but I think Dwayne Wade's smart enough to know and understand when he's being used as a pawn compared to not.
Also, he said that these guys said we're really good friends.
Yeah. I don't think Dwayne's gonna get used. I don't think Dwayne's that guy. I don't think Dwayne's.
I hope not. This is corporate.
Dwayne Wade said that, like, in terms of investing, in terms of crypto, in terms of all of that stuff, he's like, this guy's been my coach and my mentor.
Yeah,
like he's taught me these things. He's like, and he's given, like, he said this opportunity may be coming up, and you're the first person.
I just hope he's careful. So.
Yeah, as we all, anytime you got black people moving in those waters where you got those motherfuckers that are there that hold on to their power, hold on to their money. Yeah, man, I hope you can tread lightly and get through this hood. Mm-hmm. I don't want him to be the scapegoat. I don't want him to be anything except a contributing member of this team. And I think right now I got enough faith in Dwayne. I got enough faith in Gabby that they're not going to make something stupid happen out there.
And I think when you look at the fact that the majority owner is in his I think he's 40 or 41.
Different guy.
Yeah, I feel like if you have an owner that's 80, you have a different situation, right? I think you have somebody who's just you're not going to be friends with a 39-year-old. You're just doing this for your own personal benefit, right? I'm hoping that this is a different situation from everything I've read, from things Dwayne Wade has said himself. I'm thinking this is going to be a good thing for.
I hope so too,
and for both of them. So good for them.
Great.
All right. So final thoughts. Ryan, are we still on target for the 20th?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I will fucking be there. Not on the 20th, but I'll be there for the draft.
Yeah, for the draft. So we'll talk about this.
If anybody wants to know, I'm talking about what was it? PSA graded returns. Should finally be here after it's almost been a year now.
Yeah, they didn't even actually get accepted because they were so backlogged for like a month and a half. But since it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so
they didn't get their shit together.
Yeah, I mean, they're not accepting the basic level admissions until like another 3 months.
No, any base level. It's Super Express only. $300 your card in the door.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I had auto like Luca or something, I'd pay the $300.
I'd pay the $600. Get it back the next day.
True, fair. All right. So that was my final thought.
My final thought is I'm going to a live sporting event tomorrow. I have never felt more excited to do something that I used to just be able to do. I'm 3 weeks past my vaccination. I haven't died. So if you haven't been vaccinated and you're eligible, please go do it. It's just, I know things are never going to go back to full normal, but This is the most excited I've been about doing something in a really long time. So, feels good. DC United will lose by 4. I won't give a flying fuck.
Don't run on the damn field because you're so plastered.
It's all you can eat, all you can drink, and I'm getting there 2 hours early.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna be hammered.
Oh, one last thing. People requested that our pod be back on audio platforms. So
I'll do that tonight.
All right. Kata, your go.
Sitting here the last few days, kind of emotional turmoil is probably the best way to look at it. Like, there are certain things that have happened that have been good in life, like the views that we've been getting on this video, the fact that I had some money come in that was able to help me elevate our levels as far as the podcast. We getting phone calls from a professional standpoint, a lot of things working. My dad was in the hospital. He's out and recovering, and he's moving around pretty good. All these things have been good. And then when I hop on my phone, I'm seeing situation where police are shooting and killing people across this country at a clip in which it just feels as though it's never ending. Like, you have the Dante Wright situation that happened, 10 miles outside of what happened to George Floyd. You have the Adam Toledo situation, 13-year-old boy. You've got what happened out here in Maryland, not too far from where I live right now, St. Mary's County. Peyton Ham, kid who had his airsoft rifle, and I think the cops knew he had an airsoft rifle before they showed out, and they shot and killed him. There's a video that I saw even today, earlier, of a 73-year-old woman with dementia and Alzheimer's that got tackled by a cop after they said that she attempted to shoplift from Walmart. She returned the items. Walmart wasn't worried about it. And because she was confused and the cop wanted her to obey, tackled her, broke how many parts of her body, and she's bruised and all fucked up. I think I'm past the point of trying to explain or beg or plead with white people, police, or anyone else that they need to value my life. I don't care at that point anymore. But what I think the conversation needs to get to is what we need to do when it comes to policing as a whole to prevent these fucking situations from ever happening in the first place. I don't give a fuck if Officer Billy Bob is the racist motherfucker on the planet. We need to prevent him from having the power of putting me in the fucking ground off of some bullshit. And I think that that's where the conversation needs to be. And I think that these are the conversations because they're tangible things. And I'm very upset that we keep having these large conversations that make it seem as though it's an impossibility, which to me, solving racism in this country feels like an impossibility. And I don't even care to solve it. What I just want to be able to do is to make sure a racist fuck can't put me in the ground and I can make it home tomorrow. And I think that those are where the conversation needs to happen. I think that we need to look at why we arm these officers in a lot of these situations, why they are pulling people over for traffic stops when they're unnecessary, why they're asking people to leave vehicles when they don't need to be leaving a vehicle. There's under no circumstances where you should have expired tags, an air freshener dangling from your driver's mirror. You have a warrant out for your arrest because of a $300 misdemeanor fine from a year ago that they sent the summons to the wrong address. Did you end up in a fucking body bag? No reason for that shit. And we need to do something about it. And I'm sick and tired of the talking. I'm sick and tired of all this players and thoughts and bullshit. We have to do something. And it's just a small portion of all the fucked up things that are happening in this country. Last night, how many people got shot at that fucking FedEx facility? We have become immune to mass shootings. We've become immune to a pandemic. We've become immune to giving a fuck about people across the country getting murdered by the state. That's where we are. We cannot sit here and get used to this shit anymore. We got to do something fucking different. And it's got to start now.
It is also today, unfortunately, the 16-year anniversary of the Virginia Tech massacre. And it sucks that the FedEx massacre happened on the same day. It's just proof that they haven't changed shit. They haven't changed a goddamn thing.
Well said, guys. All right. Well, that's the end of this episode. The Death Star went boom.
Oh, shit. Forget that.
Yeah. No, I got you.
A little bit. I appreciate you saying it. It doesn't carry the same weight, but you know what? It's all right.
I've said it so many times. I even told you to have your girlfriend say it because that would have been funny.
It's good that you know that it's in your heart now.
No, it just doesn't affect me anymore. Doesn't affect me.
Well, the Death Star, Hugo, boom.
All right, y'all. Love you. Peace.
Peace.